This is Mission Control Houston. The International Space Station Flight Control Room and its team of flight controllers is watching over systems aboard the station as it has for the entire week and around the clock. The flight control team has been overseen through the daytime hours by veteran flight director Ed Van Cise all week long. He has served along with other flight directors to support station operations from here in Houston around the clock, as do flight control teams at other facilities around the world. The station has been in excellent shape all week. There have been no major systems problems whatsoever, allowing the crew on board to focus on experiment activities and adjusting to life in space for some of the crew members as well. The Expedition 38 crew spent much of the week in various types of experiment operations around the station. As they wrap up this week together as the newest expedition, the 6 crew members will be together until mid-March, when the next transition occurs to Expedition 39. The continuous human presence and 6 crew members means a number of experiments can be ongoing and tended simultaneously in different experiment facilities. The transition to Expedition 38 actually dates back to last Saturday, when a formal ceremony was held to hand command of the station to Oleg Kotov from departing Expedition 37 crew commander Fyodor Yurchikhin. That activity was preceded with a spacewalk by Kotov and Sergei Ryazansky to gather some historic imagery of the Olympic torch outside the station, and also they worked on some other maintenance tasks as well. Along with Karen Nyberg and Luca Parmitano, Yurchikhin left the station Sunday in the same Soyuz capsule that delivered them to the station 166 days earlier. They landed safely Sunday night. Their excitement to be home was evident as they were greeted outside the capsule on the steppe of Kazakhstan as they displayed the Olympic torch, returning with them. It will continue its journey to the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia, this next February. Settling in as the newest expedition crew members, Mikhail Turin, Rick Mastracchio, and Koichi Wakata have been orienting themselves and adapting to their new environment. That was essentially a part of their daily routine for the week, as well as refresher training for any emergency that may take place aboard while they are there as well. Experiments also, of course, were the focus with work on the in-space experiment that is ongoing on board the station periodically as well. Hopkins spent part of his week also working with a multi-user droplet combustion apparatus that's part of the combustion integrated rack, which contains hardware and software to conduct unique droplet combustion experiments in space. Mastracchio also worked with that in-space experiment mentioned a moment ago, which investigates structures of paramagnetic aggregates for colloidal emulsions, essentially studying colloidal fluids and how they're classified as smart materials as it transitions through a solid-like state in the presence of a magnetic field. Russian cosmonauts spent their week primarily on the Russian segment of the station, cleaning up after the spacewalk and putting their suits away that were used this past Saturday. And they have a spacewalk planned later in the year as well. The Selectable Optics Diagnostic Instrument, or SODI, experiment is being prepared on board this week for future testing that will be conducted when samples for that experiment arrive later this year with future arriving vehicles. So as you can see, it's been a very busy week, first week, full week for 3 of the crew members on board, as all 6 crew members settle in together for Expedition 38. And obviously, we'll be back next week with another hour of coverage each day of Expedition 38 and its voyage aboard the International Space Station. This is Mission Control Houston.